Hey guys, True Zombie Slayer here, and today I'm showing y'all what I've been working on, which is 300 AAC Blackout, and it's no primer, no powder, nothing inside. It's a honey badger barrel. It's around 7 inches, almost on the dot, I believe. There's 7 something, but anyway, it has a. I'm not done with this because I gotta layer it up, but that is gonna be the cherry bomb and suppressor piece, and that screws on here. But before you screw that on, there's a couple other things you do, but anyways, here's starter suppressor. I'm just gonna use plastic piece of a 60 millimeter syringe as the baffles or whatever, and this screws into the suppressor, and when this is screwed into the suppressor, it seals and holds well. And there you can see in the background my clone of the rare breed FRT 15 force reset trigger, and mine's is gonna differ because it's gonna have a at the back, the little housing at the back isn't just gonna be there, it's gonna have a spring in the inside to keep that pushed forward. But it does work. I'm gonna show it in a second. First I'm gonna put this barrel together, so give me a second to screw that in. Alright, so now that that's on there, you can go about and find out which one of these, because this one is going to be for where the forget what it's called, the barrel extension that has the teeth for the bolt and everything in there. That's going to be made around this, and I'm gnarled it like that just in case when I make it, so that the piece doesn't slip out. And then this is going to be a retainer for, is going to be layered up so that when I finish it, it'll fit in this handguard. And yeah, but so far this is all I've got. So to put that on, you just slide it over the barrel from the front. And the only way you're taking any of this stuff off is by going from top to bottom. And if I can get that to screw on right with just one hand, let me just hurry up and do it, because we don't need to see it anymore. Next I'm gonna make a little stopper right on this, because that's the space for the gas block. This is gonna be piston driven like the AK, so yeah. And I'm gonna screw that into here. It's off centered by a lot, like you can see it wobbling around, but when you actually put it into the suppressor and when it has the piece around there to hold it into the right spot, then it won't mess up or anything. But if you see, it goes straight through there. It is rifled. You can see the rifling really well right there, but it's 3 rifling bands only, but that goes into the suppressor. Like you can't see, the barrel doesn't want to stray off into any baffles or anything, as you can see. So that's good. But basically what I do with this is take it, hold this at the right angle, and I got marks lined up to where I wanted to go. Those are made from rubbing on that, and then these are just drawn. So this I'm just sliding it through by this way, because that's the easiest way I can do it right now. And this is considered like 2 videos in one. So once that's in the right spot, then that sticks out where it needs to go. And here's the force reset trigger. This moves freely because why not? Plus I'm gonna have a spring always pushing on this bottom piece anyway, so that when my bolt carrier comes back and move this out of the way, it will see, like right now it's in the way, but when a carrier comes and smacks it, it'll, yeah. And then force reset, nothing, see the trigger doesn't move up on it, it's sluggish right there because it's not meant to want to go back. Like once the hammer goes back down, it's sluggish pushing forward because it's scraping, because the trigger doesn't move. That's the lowest point, the point in the trigger where it does not move. That is the in travel. And so when you pull that back, top of the hammer right there smacks the lump like the regular FRT, pushes everything back. I'm gonna show that again. pushes, watch that area and that area because they both move. And then that'll lock up there, and that would be reset by its spring because I didn't make it long enough for a bolt to actually trip it. I don't think I did, and I don't really feel like making another one, which I might have to anyway because this has no metal wire in it. Unlike the hammer and this has a wire from the edge of this going all the way around the little curve, all the way into the curve, into the groove. And then the hammer has two pieces of metal here, but one is extending all the way out. It has one in the back. So you can see there's one going all the way into there. And then here's another one in the front that goes all the way around to the underside. And then there's one in the trigger. There's one, well, there's two in the trigger. And they just work. Sometimes you can get that to happen where this is a little stuck there, but that's only because if you push it forward with enough speed or whatever, you can get a trigger reset. But it's a fairly light trigger, like I can move this out of the way and it still work just because it has no bolt. And look how much space that is in between that for that trigger pull. Barely any space at all. There's literally basically none. You can see I can take some calibers and zero it, and that's probably about 6-7 millimeters, about 7 millimeters in between there, if I can even measure that correctly like this. It's about one. Give me a second. It's literally about 1.0 millimeter. If that's read right, or about 0.04 inches. And it is a really light trigger, so I'm going to have to be careful with it, because literally, look at how I feel like you can breathe on this thing. And look at the reset. You could breathe on this and it will click. But other than that, I've tested it. You can like take it upside down and smack it, and it takes a good amount of force to get it to go off. But yeah, that's gonna be my trigger. Here's my part for my receiver, which is all cut out where it needs to go for now, until I can start layering it up, which I'm actually gonna do either now or later. But yeah, that's my force reset trigger clone, and I'll be happy to show you guys more when it's inside of the honey badger that I'm making. So everybody have a good day, and hope you enjoyed the video. Like if you want, comment if you want, subscribe if you want, whatever.